Welcome to the show. This is the first week of the Castro recap that you're going to be seeing every week at this time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever we put it together. Well, we thought we'd step it up this year. We're going video.
We're taking it to the 21st century. We are talking about all things league. We're going to talk about each other. We're talking about personalities in the league. It's going to be like a TMZ for the Castro League.
All right, so first off, are we going to talk about any of the punter stuff?
I, for one, think it's a fantastic addition. We got Ray Guy in the Hall of Fame this year. What better way to honor Ray Guy, who finally makes a complete team in the Hall of Fame, than to have punters?
I hear you.
And I got to give a shout out to Turn Down for Watt for not only bringing a punter on board, even though he didn't want to, but bringing on a backup punter.
Okay, let's go right to the games of last week. First up, coup de grace, Corduroy Patterson. I feel fortunate that I was playing Corduroy this week. If I would have played anyone else, I would have lost. So thank you, Chris, for having all your best players on the bench.
I am so disappointed in Corduroy Patterson. First of all, let's point out the irony that you have Carterell Patterson on your team. He put up 20, your leading scorer, going against Corduroy Patterson. But Corduroy Patterson's original team name was the Red Rifle. And where was the Red Rifle this week, Glenn? Where was he?
Benched.
How many points did he put up?
A lot more than his starting quarterback.
Ryan Tannehill?
Do we even have to talk about this anymore? Let's go on to the next game.
Bullheads versus Sack Smashers.
What do we got? Sack Smasher. The Dizzle, Carlos Danger. The Dizzle had a great game. He had some solid performances, but I predict that might be his only victory this year.
He's got some issues. He's got concussions. He's got MJD. I think he picked MJD in the first round, didn't he?
I mean, I can see why he would, because he's a great running back, and he's on a solid team.
Well, if it was 2007, it would have been a great pick.
And also for Carlos Danger, I don't see many victories with him when he's starting New England running backs.
Not only that, but Danger did something unprecedented and went back-to-back quarterbacks in the draft in the first and second round. He's also handcuffing the New England backfield. Not kind of revolutionary, but we'll see how it plays out.
Manning Madness and the Mighty Chaunch. That was back and forth all day. I don't know how the Mighty Chaunch pulled this one out. He's really got three players. Andrew Luck, Marshawn Lynch, Julius Thomas. The rest are bums.
He's got an aging lineup, and we'll see how that suits him throughout the rest of the season. He's got Andre Johnson, Roddy White. They're both hitting 40 pretty much. I don't know.
He's got a team on the verge of the scrap heap. Moving on. Next team. Sanchez, Mentor, and Asses of Fire.
That was a great game. That was probably the game of the week last week. My draft strategy is to have no bench, so I have no questions about my lineup, come Saturday when I put this thing together.
Next game, the El Grandes versus Turn Down for Watt. Kind of weak punter performances on both sides.
One point total.
Yeah. All right.
Then who's the strongest team in the league after week one?
The Mighty Chaunch.
I was thinking the same thing, as much as it pains me to say it.
We'll never say that again, ever.
We might not ever say that again, and I don't think we've ever.
Never be said again. So let's go to week 2.
Glenn, who do you see as your game of the week come for week 2?
I say this game of the week is a Mighty Chaunch versus Dirty Sanchez.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip church and just stay home and watch as this thing unfolds. Let's see, as the way the lineups are stacking up right now, who they're playing, I got to give it to Sanchez. Sorry, Chauncey, but I'm looking at Sanchez's lineup, and I see you got Monty Ball going up against Kansas City at home, a porous Green Bay defense with 2 New York Jets. I don't know. Calvin Johnson, Michael Floyd going up against the terrible Giants. Glenn?
Well, you know what? I'm going to go with the Mighty Chaunch. Gronk will get 0 points this week against the defense of the Minnesota Vikings. Trent Richardson, as lame as he is, I think he might put up a career number of points, and then that will be the end of his career.
So next week, we might be back here saying that the Mighty Chaunch is still the best team in the league. But after that, probably, after we
That's it.
Hey, that does it for this week. This was week 1 in the books, the inaugural episode 1 of Castro Chat here on the Castro channel. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Glenn, great to see you.
Good to see you, Jim.